Hey guys, Ryan from Seek Outside, and today I want to break down the modularity of the Revolution frame system from Seek Outside. So, the Revolution frame system, the actual frame itself comes on all of our pack bags, aside from the flight and the smaller day packs. What I'm talking about today is specifically the Breakaway function here. So if you buy a Goshawk, you're going to be getting this frame panel here. If you buy like a Silverton with Revolution, you're going to be getting this frame system. And I kind of just want to break down, it can kind of be a daunting task. There's a bunch of loops, a bunch of straps when you first get it. So I kind of want to go with you and show you why we have all these things and how you can use them to make this a perfect 4-season pack. As an example, we have the Goshawk 4800 here. And so this is like when you buy the pack, it's going to come very similar to this. It's going to have the top lid attached. It's going to have some sort of talon. This right here is a day pack Merlin, but it's going to have something attached on the back. You got the frame hooked up here. You got all these compression straps. Everything's set up. Basically, once you adjust it, you're good to go. But I want to kind of start with the building blocks of the modularity for this system, which is going to be the Gatekeeper compression straps that come with the pack. So you're going to be getting 8 standard. 4 of them are probably going to be attached to the pack. And then you're going to be getting a couple other ones, Gatekeeper to side release, and then one with a 3-prong buckle in the middle and that is the Gatekeeper to side release. It's 3-prong buckle in the middle and then 2 gatekeepers on the sides. And then you get a Y strap, which is also called an over-the-top strap. That's going to be a longer buckle strap with 3 gatekeepers, 1 in the middle, 2 on the sides. So let's kind of dive in here and I'll show you how to use them. So we have the frame laid out here. As you can see, I took the pack bag off, but I really just wanted to show you in depth kind of all these loops here. So right here, and this is our load shelf that's attached, we have our Gatekeeper. So this is 26 inches. That's our standard size. And a lot of people get intimidated by these because there's a lot of places where you can put them. The number one thing to remember on these packs is, while we do have our recommendations as to where you can run these things, they're designed to be modular. You can hook them up to any of these loops here. So you can see with the pack bag on here, how we have these hooked up is attaching our talon to the frame. So now, we have it run this exact way, just because it's better for compression. You don't have a lot of extra tag ends on these straps hanging around. But if you need to, like if you're ever trying to put something in between the talon and the pack bag, you can run them to any of these loops on the back here. We also have some down on the bottom here. There may be some instances where you don't want this talon on the back. That's easy enough. These are designed to, again, be modular. You use it how you want to use it. I'm going to take this Merlin off. And as you can see, we have the gatekeepers just kind of sitting loose here. There's a couple different ways that you can use these. You can go across, right? If you just want to strap something across the back here, any of these. You can go diagonal if you need to, either way. Or you can just simply leave them kind of attached across the side here. Something cool like this Goshawk comes with the tall side pocket. You can actually use these gatekeepers to kind of segment off this pocket, so you could put like your water bottle up here so that it's not sinking down the bottom. Put a puffy right here. But either way, these gatekeepers, they can go to any of these loops any way that you want them. Key function of the Breakaway bags and this Revolution frame panel is the ability to separate the frame from whatever pack bag you have on the back here. So I really want to show you how we recommend attaching the pack bag to the frame for the best fit. Now, like I said, in certain situations, you can hook these up in different ways, whatever way works for you, but this is how we recommend. This is going to get you the best fit. So as you can see here, the pack bag it'll come with these 2 straps that are sewn into the bag here. I'm going to undo this. when you get the bag, they're almost always attached. The Gatekeeper is attached to this bottom one. Now the reasoning behind having two of these is in a pinch. For example, if you have a big piece of a game bag, an elk quarter, or you just have a bunch of stuff in your backpack, if you take this Gatekeeper off the bottom strap and throw it on the top, a lot of times this will give you a better angle to attach the bag to the loop that sits directly underneath the load lifter. This is the one, this loop right here is the one that you want to attach this top Gatekeeper to the frame with. And the reasoning is, you strap that down, it gets nice and tight. It's not, you see some people, they'll attach this Gatekeeper to one of these, and it just allows this pack bag to kind of stretch a little bit farther from the frame, which, again, certain circumstances, that might be how you have to do it, but it is going to be more uncomfortable. This top Gatekeeper attachment strap is also going to be for when you have either the 2 or the 4-inch frame extensions in. You can use this to get a better angle on this connection here. Moving on here to detach this pack bag, we have the top lid attached here. These are just hooked up to the loops up top of the frame. Going to detach that, go down to the bottom here, and underneath this hip belt, you'll see that there is another loop that sits diagonally on the frame here. That's going to be your bottom connection point. That's going to be the next one that you're going to take off when you want to disconnect this. We're going to flip this thing over and do the exact same thing on the other side here. So just disconnect your Gatekeepers from the top and the bottom. So this is how you're going to haul meat out if you don't want to put it inside the bag, which I highly recommend using this breakaway function. I believe that ours is a lot easier once you get the hang of it than a lot of them. There's basically only 2 buckles that you have to undo to access this. Now we have the frame separated from the bag. This is where the load shelf comes in handy. So this load shelf usually is not applied when you purchase the bag, so this will be like in your strap kit or sitting, but it's basically just a square piece of fabric. And we also have an XL load shelf, which you might have selected as well, that is basically twice the length here. So this is how you are going to basically keep all that meat, that game bag. You could even use a pack raft, anything heavy that you want to separate from the bag. This is how you're going to keep it compressed to your back and allow that weight to carry as comfortable as possible. So you can kind of see here that we have multiple attachment points here for this load shelf. So down here there's this daisy chain, and there's actually a 3rd row down here. This is going to be the place where you attach the sewn in Gatekeepers on this load shelf. So, and the reason why we have these is depending on what you're carrying out, you might want to have this, you want to have that heavy thing that you're carrying as close to centered on your back as possible. So if it's a really tall, whole quarter, you might want to move this down. If it's just a game bag or a pack raft or something like that, you can even use it, you can hook it up to these ones here. But that is modular, it's up to you. And then basically you're going to hook up your Gatekeepers to the other side here, and once you have your load secured, depending on how big it is, you can either hook them up here, hook them up to these side loops, hook them up here. You generally do not want to have them hooked up to these ones because these loops up top are connected to your load lifters, and if you do have some compression, if you're cinching these straps down, it's going to affect the way that those load lifters help you out in carrying your load out. If you want to completely remove this bag, it's super easy. Basically, at the bottom here, there are 2 Velcro straps that loop around. You just undo those, and that is going to separate this frame completely. Now, obviously, attaching the bag back together with the frame, it's going to be those same steps in reverse order. All right, so that's a perfect segue now that we have the bag off to just the revolution frame. And this piece right here is really where you unlock the modularity. So this frame and the Gatekeeper compression system is how you are able to swap pack bags out. So basically you can, if you have this frame, you can run your Silverton 2300, you could run the Merlin 1200 day pack on the back, and you can run the Wetlands. If you start with a Goshawk 48, you can swap that pack bag out with a 6300, so you can get more cubic inches there. Any of the accessories can attach directly here. Now, so this is a Breakaway pack, right, the Goshawk. I'm going to show you that you can also use these same frame components if you just want to switch over to the integrated bags. So basically, you know, say you're running a Goshawk for your hunting season, you want to switch over to something on the integrated platform for backpacking, you want something a little bit lighter, a little bit simpler. Basically what you got to do is you have all the components here. So you have the harness, you have the hip belt, and you have the frame. If you order an integrated pack bag, you will just take all these frame components off of this Revolution frame panel and install them into the integrated bag. So it's super easy. You just swap out the frame, put the harness and the hip belt, which we have other videos on installing those. We can link those down below. But that's how you access the integrated line of packs as well. This right here is why I really love this Breakaway, the Revolution frame system. So as you can see, we have the Silverton 2300 on here. This is a perfect day pack, and if you guys haven't seen this yet before, it actually functions as a standalone day pack without being attached to the Revolution frame system because it's got its own harness and hip belt here. But the good thing is, if you are in need, if you don't want to carry a bigger pack around, but you are still in need of load hauling capability, you just hook this thing up directly to the Revolution frame panel and you're good to go. For easy day hunting or just day trips where you just need a load hauling capability, but you want something a little bit smaller even than the Silverton, you got the Merlin. This one's great for especially in a situation where maybe you're hunting and you get something down, pack part of it out, stay at camp one night, go back up the next morning. Well, you might still need a rain jacket, lunch, water bottle, all that stuff, but you don't want to carry your big bag around. You just hook this Merlin up to the back here. You can also, you know, a lot of people will take their main bag, you know, spike in, or whether you're going on horses or something like that, you want your big bag, hook that Goshawk up to the back here, and then day hunting from camp, you just pop this Merlin off and use it kind of directly as your day pack. In situations where maybe you don't need to carry anything else, you don't need any gear, you just are in need of hauling out something heavy, we do have two load shelf options. So we have our regular load shelf, which is a little bit smaller, provides a great platform for that heavy load there. But we also have the XL load shelf. So this is about twice the length of the standard load shelf, and it has double the amount of attachment points. This is really nice for, especially if you're hauling out game bags with some of those, you know, odds and ends, the neck meat, the back straps, stuff like that. Or, you know, if you're training, if you're doing some rucking, you have a bunch of rocks in a bag. This is nice because it gives you more points of connection here. To be able to control where that weight is. You know, sometimes you'll be hiking around and you'll have a rock or a piece of meat pop out the side. With this one, you have more connection points. It provides more support for that load. Another example of modularity within the Revolution frame system, Breakaway, and integrated, is the field removable and field adjustable frame. So basically all of our frames are going to come at 24 inches. Now, depending on your torso length, you might need a 2-inch frame extension or a 4-inch frame extension to walk around in, you know, if you want a little bit more height there. But you don't need to have them in all the time. These are designed to be field adjustable. So say in the situation where, you know, you put this on and at 20, 30 pounds, the frame fits you perfectly. But then you get something down, you're about to haul out, you know, 120 pounds. You do want a little bit more frame height here. What that's going to do is it's going to give you a better angle on your load lifters. And you got to think about it like when you do have a lot of weight, you know, if you're sitting at a regular 20 to 40 pound weight, the frame might be sitting here, but when you put extra weight in it, it's going to sink down. So that's where the field adjustable frame extensions come in. I want to talk to you guys about what makes our frame system different than some of the competitors out there, and kind of why we're a little bit unique. So number one, our frame is very light. You know, the majority of our backpacks are going to come in, you know, 2 to 3 pounds lighter than a lot of the other both hunting and more expedition style backpacks. So that's number one. Number two, we actually have a patent on this frame. So whether you get an integrated or a breakaway bag, it's got the same frame in here. And the cool thing here is that it's hinged down at the bottom. And this is a benefit for two reasons. Number one, it moves with you, so it's not going to feel like a big backboard. But number two is actually travel. So you can actually pull this frame out, break it into two pieces. You know, if you're pack rafting or something like that and you are limited on your width, you just pop this frame out, pull it apart, and it stores a lot easier. So with this ability to flex here, it is still incredibly stiff laterally, which is nice because it you know, you need that for carrying heavy weights. This frame is also rated up to 300 pounds. Now you probably don't want to carry that unless you're just a ripped person, but that goes to say that no matter what you want to haul out, this frame, it's not going to break, it's not going to bend. All right, guys, that's a pretty deep dive on the Revolution frame system and specifically our breakaway bags. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. We got some other videos on fit and all that stuff, so check out the YouTube channel. If you have more in-depth questions on you know, which bag you want, give us a call, 970-208-8108. Hope you guys enjoy the day, and hopefully you guys have a great season.